Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the Dino Escape Fierce Force Monolophosaurus. This figure is part of another cursed Styracosaurus wave. Seriously, 3 times in a row, every time the Styracosaurus shows up in a wave, it is literally impossible for collectors to get their hands on any figures included with it. Thankfully, I ended up getting this figure off the Target app. I had to set up for notifications, and we all know the drill. You have about 5 seconds to get your order placed before your cart is empty. But I did see that Entertainment Earth actually has the entire wave for pre-order, and we all know that the Tanisaurus is really sought after and hard to come by, so I pre-ordered the wave. It's supposed to ship in March, so hopefully I'll get that and I'll just sell off the extra figures to get my money back. But I'll leave a link down below in the description to Entertainment Earth if you want to try your luck, and hopefully they'll get that wave in. So let's go over the package really quick before we crack this Monolophosaurus open. Comes in the Dino Escape Fierce Force style packaging. You got Darius down here, Toro the Connosaurus, Camp Cretaceous logo up here, Netflix logo, Smash Paddock fence in the background. Spinning around, you get a picture of how that Fierce Force action works. And then down here are the other figures in this incredibly hard to find wave. On Entertainment Earth's website, it gave you the case breakdown. There's 6 figures in the case. It has 1 Monolophosaurus, 2 Mashiacosaurus, 1 Tanisaurus, and 2 Styracosaurus. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this figure open and take a closer look. Alright, let's start with this 360-degree view of this Monolophosaurus. We've seen this mold a few times in the line already, and I have to say I really like how the paint scheme came out on this figure. It's one of the nicer paint schemes that we've seen in Dino Escape. It just doesn't look like it's randomly applied. This color scheme of the mono did show up in Camp Cretaceous. Actually, there's a ton of different colored ones, but the green one with the red crest definitely showed up before they broke into the Kenji's penthouse. So the figure is a nice bright green. You have some nice dark green marking along the back, some actual coloring underneath the throat, and you have a nice bright red crest on there. So the figure looks pretty good. I really like how the color scheme came out on it. I still much prefer the battle damage mold because I just really don't like how that jaw articulation works, but is definitely much better than the monos that come in the Dino packs with the Camp Cretaceous campers. Alright, let's do a couple quick measurements. This figure, if you measure along the curve of the tail, is about 8 inches long and just about 3 inches tall to the top of the head. So Monolophosaurus in real life was between 16.5 feet long to 24.5 feet long. So with those measurements, that put this figure somewhere in the 124 to the 136 scale range. Alright, let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure. A really well done figure. Like I said, I really like how the paint scheme came out on here. The single crest on its head, which Monolophosaurus is known for, is all decked out in bright red paint. The eye is painted in yellow with a black pupil. It's nice to see Mattel actually painting the pupils. Then one of my complaints in the line that they will just leave the pupil blank and just the base plastic underneath will be the color for it, so it's nice to see that actually painted in. The teeth are painted in off-white color. They're a little bit oversized, but they're not as bad looking as the monos that come in the Dino packs. The lower jaw is cast in a cream color, and you have all nice cream paint for the underside of the throat that actually goes all the way down to almost the base of the tail. So it's nice to see the whole underside painted. You have some large spikes on the back of the head, and looking at the figure from the front, you can see the tongue is painted a nice glossy pink color for that wet look. The roof of the mouth is just the base green plastic. And then going down, you have some nice real fine scale detail all over this figure. Really, really well done. It has a nice texture feel to it. You have this dark green markings on the back, which is a really nice pattern. See, Mattel can do nice thought out patterns instead of looking like someone went crazy with a brush to make the figure look like a Jackson Pollock painting. And going down to the forearms, they're nicely sculpted. The wrists aren't pronated. You have a little bit of darker green specks molded into the plastic. That's pretty typical for most Mattel figures. The hand claws are not painted in, which is another thing pretty typical. And then going down to the legs are nicely sculpted with some nice muscle detail and folds and wrinkles. Feet are a little bit oversized, but that's for stability. Same thing, toe claws are not painted in. And flipping the figure over, here is the scan code for those who want to scan this into the Fax app. You have a nice ridge of large scales going down the back. Let's get the camera to focus in on that. And that ridge of scales goes all the way down to the tip of the tail. You can see the tail is curved to the side. That's mostly to help this figure fit in the Fierce Force style packaging. So all in all, I really, really love how the color scheme turned out on this figure. Really nicely done. Like I said, it matches perfectly to one of the Monolophosaurus in the Camp Cretaceous show. Moving on to articulation, the front arms can rotate 360 degrees. There is a hinge joint that allows you to swing the arms out. The hind legs can move backwards and forwards, and there is a locking point to keep the legs locked into that neutral position. There's also a pivot at the hips to help with stability, and the rest of the articulation is tied to the action feature. You just want to hold down one of the feet and then just move the tail up and down, and that'll cause the jaws to open and close. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with Darius, and next up here it is with the Wild Pack Baby Brachiosaurus. And next up here it is with the other Monolophosaurus that have been released into the line. As you can see, Mattel has given the species a lot of love over the years. The only one I'm missing is the green battle damage one that came with the T-Rex way back in the day when Fallen Kingdom came out. And speaking of the battle damage mold, it is my favorite out of the 3 Monolophosaur molds. I just love how it turned out. Especially, look at the teeth. They're nice and proportionate. See, Mattel, you can do proportionate sized teeth on your theropods if you choose to. But I have to say, the color scheme on this new Fierce Force one is my favorite color scheme out of all the Monolophosaurs. They did a really good job on it. And next up, here it is with the Rorschach Ouranosaurus. And here it is with the Mega Destroyer Stegosaurus. And here it is with the Mega Destroyer Pentaceratops, which was given an amazing repaint from Ted Brothers over at the Jurassic Park compound. And here it is with the Rorschach Kentrosaurus. And lastly, here it is with the Danger Pack Scorpius Rex. So, final thoughts on this new Monolophosaurus. It's not my favorite version of the several molds we have of the species, but it's definitely my favorite color scheme. Mattel did a really good job on it. And, you know, my complaints about Dino Escape, the paint jobs and the quality have been all over the place. But this is a really nice paint job by them, so I'll give credit where credit is due. Hopefully this wave becomes a little bit easier to find. I've been seeing some people having some luck in Target. Looks like Target's getting this wave in here and there. Still no luck on my part, but like I said at the beginning of the review, Entertainment Earth actually has the whole wave up for pre-order, and the link to that is down below in the description. So that will do it for the review. Right now I have no more Jurassic World stuff to review unless I track down that Shrinkosaurus, and we all know I've been complaining like the last 4 videos about the Tanystropheus and the repainted Mashiacosaurus, so hopefully I can track those down in, you know, due time. I did order the Namu Baryonyx set. I was going to pick it up, and then it was on sale on AliExpress, and I got some extra money in the other day, so I decided to treat myself. Sure, I should have that set in a couple weeks, and I'll be reviewing that. So be on the lookout for that review. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.